All right, let's take you now to KwaZulu-Natal, where Premier Nomusa Dube-Ncube says the death toll from yesterday's storm now stands at 10. oThongathi was badly hit and mop-up operations are currently underway. And that's where we find my colleague, SABC News reporter Vusi Khumalo, who joins us live now. Vusi, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Let's start with the very latest in terms of the death toll.
Yes, of course. The news just in is that we've just got another confirmation just now, because just before 5 o'clock we got the news that it was 10 people who were the death toll stood at 10, but now we've just got another confirmation saying that the death toll now stands at 11. The 7 were in particular in this area in oThongathi, where 7 people lost their lives when tornado wreaked havoc in this area yesterday in the late afternoon. But 4 more deaths happened in areas in northern KwaZulu-Natal, northern part of KwaZulu-Natal, such as SABC, as well as Showe. That's where the death toll now stands at 11. At the moment, I'm with some of the locals there who have bemoaned the lack of services from government, saying that they haven't seen any government official in this area. But perhaps I must also make a mention that there were government officials who were also spread evenly in other areas, because we know that it's not only in this area where the tornado wreaked havoc. They were also in other townships such as Fairbraes, Emakwaveni, and in other areas as well that were also mostly affected by the storm. But you're going to talk to some of them who are going to tell us about, perhaps let's start with you. Just tell us about the state in which you found your house in yesterday when you came from work. You're telling me that when you came from work, this had already happened.
Yes, it had already taken place whilst we were at work. So when we came home, there was nothing left, absolutely nothing. The entire house was to the ground, and it was a sad state of affair.
How did you react upon seeing that your house, the structures had collapsed?
Firstly, I was quite shocked, and I just started crying because there was absolutely no home to go to.
And there's been some complaints in other areas with services. They're saying a number of communities are saying that they are seeing assistance coming from humanitarian aid organizations. We have seen also the Gift of the Givers, Red Cross organization, they're also here. But some of the locals are still saying that there hasn't been much assistance coming from government.
Exactly. There have been no government political parties here, but during the past 2 weeks, all political parties were here. But it is said that today there's nobody for us. So before you make a tick the next time, remember the people that stood by you.
Okay, but perhaps did you try to get to them? Did you try to get a councillor? Maybe let's start there from first of all.
Basically, there was no need to do that. All councillors are on our group chats. Remember, our towers are down, our networks are down, there's no water, there's no electricity, there's no contacts to even check on our family.
What sort of assistance will you say that you will need at this point in time?
Basically now, it's already getting dark. The major concern is security out here. Because at the moment, we're scared to leave our shelter and go elsewhere because of all the looting.
When that looting took place?
Well, unfortunately, last night, whilst we were still, there were already people walking in and trying to take stuff from the house.
Thanks a lot for your time. That's the most unfortunate part, as I'm asking Rainbell, just to show you the number of houses that were affected as a result when the storms, the tornado wreaked havoc, leaving a trail of destruction, as 2 ladies are saying that the looting took place here. So they had to, even though there's absolutely nothing left of the houses and also some of the items such as the furniture, that some of those, I mean even the electrical appliances that were left as a result, some of the people have gone on a rampage trying to loot and steal some of the items that were left. So they are now forced to stand guard of their homes and residences to ensure that they also protect their homes from being looted. Speaking of the looting, Rainbelly, if I can show you the key infrastructure, that of the water as well as the tower, which had collapsed, as well that of the network tower that had collapsed. That's why we are also struggling in terms of getting network coverage in this area, because of the network that had collapsed after the storms that left a trail of destruction in this area. There's been also some SABC members who are here to ensure that they do protect the infrastructure, that of the water, because the water infrastructure has also been damaged severely, as well as that of the electricity. There are also security personnel who are also standing guard, trying to ensure that they do protect a government's key infrastructure in this area. So that's the most unfortunate part of these storms that took place here in KwaZulu-Natal. Upon hearing the news that there's been looting in this part of the area, suspecting that there could be some rotten element, criminal element from other neighboring townships in this area of oThongathi.
Let you go. I mean, last night, and you've just painted a picture for us. We heard about this, damage to infrastructure and some of the people that have now been moved to various places for safety and of course, for them to be able to find shelter. But let's look at the province of KwaZulu-Natal. I mean, this is a province that has been ravaged by floods for years now. And I wonder, what is the government saying is going to be the impact of what we've seen in the latest episode? And of course, do they even have the means to begin to assist the residents?
Yes, speaking to government, they've always been saying that, and also encouraging the members of the community not to build their homes next to the streams or rivers. But this weather phenomenon happened when it happened here. It's happened in an area which is not usually prone to natural disasters. So that's why the community members of this area are saying that it's the first time that they are seeing or experiencing such weather phenomenon before their eyes. They are saying that it's the first time, and they didn't know really what will happen or how it happened, this weather phenomenon that took place yesterday. Well, government is always saying that they're trying their level best in order to ensure that they do encourage the communities to also stand guard, and also ensure that they also take advice from the South African Weather Service and from government, because they do issue water warnings, just such as yesterday. They did issue warnings as early as yesterday morning, but that hasn't been taken seriously. But even though you can take it seriously, but when it happens like this in such a magnitude, it will be very difficult for you to run away, because even huge logs of trees have also been fallen down and also blockaded many roads. Even yesterday they worked flat out, working tirelessly in order to ensure that they clear the debris out of the roads, because it had blockading a number of vehicles that had been passing through to offer assistance, emergency personnel. But government said that earlier on, did promise that they will have to help communities, but first of all is to offer assistance, basic necessities such as the water, bread, as well as some of the food items. But ultimately is to ensure that people are building proper houses. But I can tell you that it's not only the shacks that have been damaged, but proper structures such as where we are, because these are some of the duplexes and also huge mansions that have also been damaged by the strong or heavy rains that has been fanned by strong winds yesterday.
All right, Vusi, thank you so much for that comprehensive update.